Hi friends, it's Robin with Pale Bird Designs, and welcome back to Basics Bootcamp Tumbler Edition, where me and two other amazing artists teach you all the best tips, tricks, and tumbler making secrets. So let's get into it. This week, we're talking about wraps, and my video is going to focus on a vinyl wrap. So we're doing this really pretty mandala design over a scattered glitter of fines. So first, I have my prep tumbler, and I'm just going to put a super thin coat of epoxy on it. And if you're seeing that you're getting like streaks and you don't want that to show up in your fine glitter, I tap my epoxy with my gloved hand because I'd rather have it be like little tiny bumps that kind of settle themselves out rather than those deeper streak lines that don't settle as easily. But if you tap your epoxy lightly and just give it a little bit of texture, that settles a lot faster, I find, than like those streaks that you get from a wrinkle in your glove or something like that. So you'll see I just sprinkle my glitters randomly all over the cup. I am using Sun Coral, Stewart, Radioactive, Blue Sky, Cotton Candy Magic, and later on I'll use Cahoots, all from the Glitter Guy, and I'll link those in the description below. But I just sprinkle until I'm happy with how the tumbler looks. I'll go through with each color once, and then I'll go back in and fill in with the colors that I think I need a little bit more of, knowing that most of this is going to get covered by your decal, and you're only going to see bits and pieces of it through. So it doesn't matter too much what your glitter spots look like. You just want each glitter to have its own shine. And then once I'm done with the glitter, I cover the whole cup in Cahoots, which is a medium and fine mix, just to give it a little bit extra sparkle and fill in any holes there might be. And then you're going to want to epoxy your cup fully, but my camera decided that it didn't want to record all of it. And the hard part is weeding your mandala. This is sped up to about 40 times, and it takes about 45 minutes to weed, but it is absolutely beautiful. I will link this below as well. I got it on Etsy from a store, and I can't remember their name right now, but I will link it below in the comments. And then you're going to want to put your transfer tape on and trim it down. Once you're happy with your epoxy layer on your tumbler, we'll be ready to wrap this cup. So I like to score off about 1 inch of my decal and tear that off so I have a nice straight piece to work with. And then I do go back in before I press it down, and I cut off that top little bit of white so I can see that it lines up on my cup better. Get it as straight as I can. And then I'll use that top as my guide as I'm pressing this down. Luckily, this design's pretty forgiving if I'm a little bit off. I do show you later on because I'm a little bit off on some of my layers. It's pretty forgiving, and I take a paint pen and fill in any spots that need a little bit of help. And it still comes out beautiful. And we're putting a quote on the seam, so that hides any other imperfections as well. I just take my squeegee brush and lightly work my way around the cup, pushing forward and down with about a medium pressure to help it release from the backing and press firmly onto our tumbler. And I just do that all the way around the cup till I get to about the last 1/2 inch to 1 inch. Press down your first side really well and then slowly peel it up, just in case you get a little bit of overlap on your tumbler. And then once that's pulled down, you can push the other half of your cup down. And I'm a little bit off in some spots, but I'll show you how to fix that in the next clip. And then just slowly go through and peel off your transfer tape. And then on the seam, I lift and put back down the spots that I can. And I go in with my paint pen and kind of fill in those spots that need a little bit more help or weren't movable, just so it looks more fluid. And then for the top rim, I go in and I just extend out all the lines to the top of the rim because I like to come a little bit short so the vinyl doesn't end up sticking up once I put the epoxy on. Every little line on top, I just bring up to the rim of the cup, so it creates a more seamless pattern. The bottom, once we epoxy this layer, we're going to tape off and paint black, so I don't worry about that section. So you're going to want to epoxy again till it's nice and smooth. It usually only takes one coat. And then I tape off the bottom rim with just some painter's tape, and then I tape a paper towel around the cup so I don't have to waste too much tape on this. Like so. And then spray paint the bottom part of your cup so you get a nice clean finish. Remove your tape once your paint is dry. And now you're ready for your decal. So I have this quote available for free on my website. It's just a little SVG that I made and cut out. If you would like to use it too, it's available on my website. I'll link that below for free as part of our Bootcamp series. And I go in and I lost my eye dot on Beautiful, so I just went in there and put a dot with my paint pen. And then a final coat of epoxy, and that's all it takes. This is definitely a time-consuming design, but it is one of my favorite to do if I feel like spending the time weeding. But every time I finish it, I am so happy I did it because this is stunning. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below, and I hope to see you next time. Bye, friends.